Welcome to another episode of I'm Dying to Tell You. This is Dr. Mark Goulston, sharing things that come to me. I've been connecting a lot of dots all of my life. And you do that actually when you listen to people without an agenda. When you have an agenda, you have agenda deafness because you're listening for what you want to hear. You listen in order to confirm your biases, which really, in the long run, don't serve anyone, even you. And I'm calling this episode Row, Row, Row My Boat. And row stands for return on wisdom. Uh, I've never considered myself a wise person, but a lot of people have attributed that trait to me. I think what I am is more as I'm a curious person. And when I'm on my game, I'm a deep listener, inspired by one of my mentors, Warren Bennis. And I collected a lot of dots, and now they're connecting. And uh, and I'm excited to be able to share what other people are calling wisdom, because what I realized is in American society, in the Western world, uh, people don't care about wisdom. They need it, but they don't care about it. What they care about is being smart. And smart people make all the money. That explains why I've made a living, but I didn't make all the money. Uh, but I've been able to support my family. Uh, Wisdom may be something that people need to know what's important in life. It's certainly what's informed me during this period of my life. And I'm fortunate because I'm getting to live aligned with what's important. Uh, but it it's not what people want. And I understand that. People come from scarcity. They need to support themselves, support their families. And early on in your career, that's kind of what makes sense. Uh, in fact, years ago, I was thinking of, like, I can't implement anything, but I had an idea for a summit where we would join, say, the three generations. Now there's four or five generations under the title of Life in Three Acts. And the first act is a piece of the action, meaning how to be successful, how to make money. The second act, for when you're a little bit older, maybe with a divorce under your belt or maybe two, it's peace of mind. And that's work-life balance. You've discovered that being successful is often at a great personal cost. And maybe you've discovered that being maybe personally successful comes at a great professional cost, because maybe you would have wanted to do something or had more so you could take your families on vacation and things like that. And because you focused exclusively on the family, which I think in the long run benefits them and they won't miss the vacations. But if you'd focused more on your professional life, you might have had both. And the third act of life is peace on earth. Uh, are you going to leave the world better than you found it? Uh, in my case, I think that doesn't apply to me, because when I came into the world in the 1950s and through the 1960s, although we had crises like the Cuban missile crisis, fallout shelters, uh, life was really good. We didn't have the internet, and so we did more with our families. We played board games. We played with our neighbors. We didn't go on the internet to check how we looked, check how many friends we had in contacts. And now maybe I'm just being overly nostalgic, but I wish my children and your children could have experienced that. We had 3 or 4 television channels, and you could look forward to the next episode of something. And for me, I can remember I somehow was connected to Peter Pan. And I remember when Mary Martin performed Peter Pan. I think it was one of the first color television shows. And in my elementary school, they invited the whole parent and child population, filled the auditorium to watch Mary Martin on a color television, because nobody had one, on a 10-inch screen in front of everyone. And we loved that. And I can remember when Disney would rotate its movies, and it was the season for either Peter Pan or Cinderella, and you know, and you'd have to wait for it. But now you can binge watch anything whenever you want, and what happens is there's just too much to choose from. And uh, and I'm calling this episode "Row, Row, Row My Boat" because I'm finding an audience for things I've learned from life, from connecting the dots, from finding out what's important, from finding out uh, what a good death is and how to live it, and how to go towards it with complete and utter peace of mind. And for me, it's peace of mind I've been chasing after most of my life. And people will say to me, "You got to have a positive attitude." They try and pump me up. And I say, I've got the greatest doctor and team. So I'm fortunate because, we discuss what's going on. They're really approachable. My doctor has 265 five-star patient reviews. Now that's a unicorn. And I'm fortunate. And so I just kind of leave it up to him. And when people say, "You got to have a positive attitude," I say, I've been chasing peace of mind for 70 years, and I finally have it. I will trade you peace of mind for a positive attitude any day of the week. So I hope this wasn't too much of a babbling kind of episode, but I just wanted to share it with you. And by the way, thanks again for all of you caring about me. I'm letting it in. And I'm getting emotional because I'm letting it in. And I don't take it lightly. And I don't take it for granted. And I don't take any of you for granted. And I think you all need to let caring in. One person said to me when I thought I was burdening him by having him care, or causing him to care, he said, "You don't understand it. You have given me the gift of receiving my caring." And I didn't get it for a while. But it is a gift if you're the person who's caring, to see how it can uplift people, make a difference in their life, and then feel how it makes a difference in your life. So I hope you found something of inspiration or wisdom or whatever in this episode. And thanks for listening in again.